Hi friends, welcome to Rita's Paper Motif. Today I have a project I really want to share with you. I have done this project before many times, but I don't believe I've ever shared it with you, so this will be kind of fun. So stick with me. Before we get started though, I'd like to just introduce myself to any of you that are new, whether you're new here on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm Rita, and I like to create card design, scrapbook pages, and 3D projects. I like to share them with you in hopes that you'll recreate them and share them with those that matter in your life. And so if you are watching here on the YouTube channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon for notifications of new content. And if you're watching here on Facebook and you don't already follow me, please consider following. And then, of course, it's just a common courtesy. You're more than welcome to comment and hit that like button. That just does promote our content. So let's get started. So I like every once in a while to make what we call folios. So they're kind of a miniature or a different take on scrapbook. So scrapbooks take a long time to compile because you're doing different pictures and you're embellishing them. But these little folios are really kind of nice because you can do them for special events, special times of the year. And so they're kind of a smaller version of a scrapbook, at least to me. So I wanted to do something for Halloween too. All of my kids are growing, so Halloween's not, they don't get dressed up and stuff anymore. But I do have a nephew that has some young children, and they really do get into the different holidays or different events, and they're very active. And I thought, what if I make these, send them to them, and my niece-in-law, my nephew's wife, she takes pictures of the kids all the time to share with us. And I thought, why not give her one of these and the kids can decorate them, or maybe they can use what I've given. And then they can give them, they have two sets of grandparents, so they could give one of these to each set of grandparents. So that was my thought behind it. So let's take a look in here. I'll show you how I'm going to make it, and I'll show you the product. So the whole cover and pretty much everything inside it, I did use the, let's see, what do they call this? I knew I would forget. Let me see if I can find it. It's the Halloween scrapbooking kit with Stampin' Up. Oh, here it is. It's called the Halloween Memory Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. And so it comes with a bunch of these great stickers, right? And it comes with some really nice designer series paper. Now, some of this I've already cut up for this book, but we're going to make another book, and then I'm going to make one so that the kids could design it if they want to, or decorate it. So you get two sheets. Here's if you're going to do a scrapbook, here's some ideas and cutting directions. So that's definitely in there. So I really like this paper. This is cute for, the base page. And then it's just white on the opposite, but I really like those little spider webs. Here's another page that is good for your base page. This looks like you've already matted it. So there's two of those. I really do like this, and I did cut one of these up. We're going to use it on the front of our little folio. And the folio we're making is called a pocket folio just because it's small. And then I love this page too. And then there are some solids. So they're a two-tone, so you can see there's the darker and the lighter. So we definitely have that. And then we also have our black. You can see the two-tone, right? And so these come in here. And then this is garden green, so you can see the two-tone, right? And so what's neat about it is you do get those two-tone. So however you want to use them in your scrapbook, you certainly can. So there you go. This is Pool Party. And then you get some white sheets. You also get some card placement packs. So those are great too. I'm going to include those when I send the little book, but I'm definitely going to let my niece decide. So I have some 3x3s, some 3x4s, and some 4x4s. Now you do get the bigger placement cards, but this folio is not big enough for those. So we'll look inside, but I just wanted to show you that paper. Now let's take a walk through. So we're going to use some of this ribbon, this butcher block ribbon. I've had it for a long time. I don't even know when I got it, but this would be a good reason to use it. And this is my closure. So I took some of that. Remember I showed you that designer series paper, and we're going to cut it up. Well, I've already cut it up. I've cut everything, and so I'll show you. So this is part of that designer series paper that was in the pack, so it comes in a big sheet. But what's perfect is if you just cut up this section, it's perfect for something like this. And then on the back of one of these sheets, I'm kind of looking, I don't know if I want to spend my time searching, but on the back of one of the sheets, there is this bubble, the green bubble. And so I thought that was cute. It kind of reminds me of potions maybe. So anyway, so that was the front. And then when you open it up, it has two little flaps here. Now you definitely could put a picture here. But here's what I thought. It would be kind of cute for them to decorate this, these flaps. They could put the pictures on the inside, right? They're going to have to cut the picture down because this is not perfectly 3x3, so I did have to cut it a little bit. But I think it's just really cute. And so anyway, I used some of my dies. These are older dies. And I just cut out these words, and I'll send it to them. This is older Halloween paper, but I think it's so cute. And then, you know, I keep harping on the paper pumpkin, but we did have a paper pumpkin kit that had these stamps, and that's where that ghost came from. So I just stamped the ghost. I'm thinking that these children, I don't want to send them anything that is kind of spooky. And so I thought if I can just keep it cute and fun, then I feel better about it. So I don't know where they are or how they are with that. But just for me, I thought I'd keep it cute and light. And so then where we have some flaps here, this is using that designer series paper again. And a 4x4 fits here. Now here's the thing. If she doesn't have very many pictures and they don't want to put a picture here, they can simply put some cardstock here or just decorate on top of the already decorated cardstock, right? These are just attached with a glue dot, so she can pull them off, no big deal. If she wants to put the pictures on there, then she'll need to glue it down. And then these open up, and so you can see there is a pocket right here. And there's some more of that designer series paper. This is what it looks like on the opposite side. And then I just made some little tags. So she could put a picture on here if she wanted to, or on the back, whichever. This is kind of a little tag. So did I make it a tag? No, I didn't. So she could put a picture on here. They could decorate it. You know how little kids are? Like, I always liked, when I was teaching, to let the kids, when they're creating, to do their own thing. Because that's the thing with creativity, is there's no wrong answers, really. And so they can do whatever they want on this. If they do have some stickers maybe for Halloween or whatever, they can do that. Those grandparents, when they get this, they're going to enjoy whatever the kids have done. So I did kind of decorate the bottom. We're going to make a new one, so we'll decorate it different. But there's that. And then I did some tags, so this could be journaling. It could be whatever they want. They don't even have to use it if they don't want. But I wanted them to know that they can live right in here. Excuse me, so that can live right there. I did use all the leftover ribbon on these kind of things, so there they go. Now these flip open, so they could put the 3x4 pictures there if they wanted to, and some 4x4s here. Now again, they don't have to put the pictures here, they could just decorate it. And then I did use, I'm going to show you this, we're going to use that ephemera sheet, or the sticker sheet that came in the pack. But I will tell you, if you want to do something like this, look for your punches. I have this really old punch. I don't even know what it's called. I just know that I got it a long time ago, and I think these are supposed to be vases for a flower or something, but I did just use them differently, and they look like the little crafts that you would use in a lab, right? And then I used my gel pen on a purple circle, and I just wrote, "You cast a spell on me." We have one we're gonna use today, but it's gonna be a little different. And then I just used some circles that came from these words as bubbles. And then I used my gel pen on the purple to make it look, you know, like some stars or whatever. And then here, this is old designer series paper as well. And then I just did draw this spider web. I left this blank because they could put a picture if they wanted to on here. But they can also journal on here. They could write a note to their grandparents and just really personalize it. So they could put the date. They could, you know, whatever they want to do, they could do on there. And then just using some old leftover designer series paper. And then I put some more tags in this, and I did just decorate them. So this tag, this is a bigger tag, and you know, I just winged it. The measurements for that are 4x4, and again, they could put a picture, so a picture would sit nicely in here if they want to do that. Whatever they want to do. So I did put those back in here. I used this bat stamp, and then we had a stamp set. It's been a while, a long time, I think, and it had these bats here, and it had the trick or treat. So I just kind of pulled some stuff from my you know, that's retired stuff, and then these can sit in here. They could put another picture in here, and then these on top of it, and then of course the other side closes as well, and then this closes up, and we just tie it with our ribbon, and then we have just a really cute little folio. And then I put some of that designer series paper on the back. So we're going to make this today. So you know, let's get started. I'll tell you, we're not going to cut everything because obviously I wanted to spend the time to just kind of share about it. So I've already cut everything, but I want you to see what I cut and where I scored it, and then we're going to decorate it, put it together and decorate it. So here we go. I just got some more of that ribbon. I think I don't have much more of it left. This is butcher block, but you know what? You use whatever ribbon you have. This is a little bit fabric-y, so and it's a little bit wider, but you definitely can use whatever you want. If you didn't want to put a ribbon, you could put any kind of closure on here you wanted. Okay, so ribbon, we're going to put that to the side, and then I'm going to start in with these pieces. Now you're going to need 3 sheets of black cardstock, and so the first sheet, you're going to cut a piece that is 5 by 10.5. You're going to save your leftover because we're going to use it, and then you're going to score this with the long side at the top, you're going to score at 5 and 5.5. This is going to become this cover part of your folio. So that's all you need, and we're going to just put that there. Then also, you're going to need 2, and this is from 2 more sheets of your black cardstock. These are both 5 by 10 1/4, and you're going to score both of them at 5 and 5 1/4. Of course, you're going to score them this way, right? And so you need 2 of those. You save the leftover parts because here we go. We're going to use them right here. So these are 10 by 3.5. So once you score this part off, you'll have the 3.5, which will be left off because that was part of your 8.5, right? So you have 2 of these. These are going to become the flippants inside. You're going to score them at 5. So when you do that, let's just go ahead and fold them right now with our bone folder so that we can remember what they are. So there we go. So these are going to be those inside parts. And remember that they were the 10 by 3.5. And then you're going to need some, let's see, I'll just put that there. And then you need that one sheet that is left over from when you did all that cutting. These are going to measure 3.5, and then so 3.5 is what they are here. Then you're going to cut them into 4 inches. And then with the shorter side up at the top, so this is the 3.5 side, you're going to score at 4, which gives it this little flap. Now this is going to be those things that fit on the side of our folio. So I'm just going to go ahead so we can see them and just go ahead and burnish that down. All right, so then you're going to need several other pieces. I am going to show you, but just know that they're other pieces. So I'll start with the tag. So I just took this tag die. It came in, okay, I forgot it. It came in one of our sets, this in the annual catalog, I believe. And so I just use it all the time. I keep it on my desk, which is why I don't know what the name of it is right now. And I just created some tags. And what I did with these tags is I cut a piece of basic white, and then I matted it on some Halloween paper or cardstock. And we're going to decorate these. And then I just put some ribbon and twine. And these are going to fit in our pockets. Now, the thing of it is I don't know how the kids will want to decorate. So I'd like to give them some options. And they'll know that if they don't want to use them, they don't have to, right? But if they do want to use them, then they're there for them. I really don't believe that a picture, this is a 3 by 3, so I don't really believe they'll fit on there. But I don't know what maybe my niece has a way, maybe she uses like a little HP printer, those kind that are stickers. Maybe she'll want to put that on there. Maybe she'll want a journal, and maybe the kids will want to draw. So I know that these kids really like arts and crafts, so I'm just going to open up that window for them. So here's 4 of them. You can use that die, and you can make as many as you want. So we'll put that to side. Now I also just have, these are the pockets, and so these measure 7 by 4 7/8, and then you're just going to score it with this at the top. You're going to score it at 4 7/8. Then when you varnish it with your bone folder, then you're going to have those pockets, right? And we'll do that as well. So you need 2 of those, and I'll just put that here so you could see. And then I cut some sheets that are going to just cover the inside of the folio. I did 5. We'll see what we need. And those are 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. So, you know, one might go on the back of the book as well. So I'm just going to put these to this side because we have a lot going on here. And then I did cut this portion. I think I have another little portion that might go with it because I think I cut it wrong. But if, let me see. So see, it's a little bit short. So if that's the case, we can recut another one. But I did cut that. And then I have some basic white squares that we're going to keep because we're also going to make some tags, some bigger tags, square tags. So let's go ahead and get started and so we can get all of this done. All right, so I'm going to move all of this to the side. We'll work on that base or the cover of our folio, and we're going to just, you know, do the score marks. This might be a long video, but I did want to show you how I did it because these are cute. And you know what? You can do any holiday you want, or maybe no holiday at all, maybe just because. They're very cute. So this is going to be our cover, and everything's going to sit inside there. This will be the spine. So we're going to set this to the side over with our tags. Now let's work on these 2 that are 5 by 10 1/4. We've scored them at 5 and 5 1/4. We're going to work on those score lines. These are going to go inside of the book. And I did want to tell you to adhere them. You can use a combination of tear and tape and glue. I'm going to only use glue today, but know that you can. It's up to you. Sometimes I do like to use a combination because I want to make sure that they stick together, but I think with all the layers and stuff, I think we're fine. Okay, so there are those 2. These are going to be the inside of our card, and so you see we have some nice score lines right there, right? And that's going to become, when we put them in there, that's going to become the out part of that. So let's go ahead and put them in here. So we have the base, and what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put them like this, right? So I'm going to turn, this is the base, here's the spine. I am going to turn it this way so that I can see what I'm doing right here. So let me go ahead and get my glue. I'm using my Tombow glue here, and I'm going to glue that down. So I want to put the glue, so here's the score lines. I want to put the glue a little bit away from that score line because your glue will kind of ooze, and I don't want it to ooze all over, but I want it to definitely adhere it. So here we go with that, and I'm going to, what I like to do is I like to move this up on the fold so that I can get this inside of the, right there on the fold line. And the reason I like the glue is because I do have a little bit of time to maneuver it so that I can make sure that these are even. Okay? All right, let's take this other, this is the other one that is 10 by 3 1/2, right? And is scored, that's not the right measurement. But it's the other one that we did from here. So let's go ahead and we're going to adhere that right there. So, so we scored it at 5 and 5 1/4. All right. So I'm just making sure I get the adhesive on the right side. Okay, and we're going to, this time I'm going to bring this up to bring up the score line because I want this to sit snug to the score line, but I also want it to be flush right here. So that's how that's going to look. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to make sure that I have it all nice and neat here. I'll make sure I don't have any spaces that need a touch more glue. This just needs a touch. I always hate to do this because if it eases out, I'll get kind of frustrated, but we'll wipe it off. Okay, so there's our book, and at this point, it doesn't matter which is up and down. Let's take these that are the 10 by 3.5. They're part of that leftover that you had when you cut your 3 sheets. So we have 2 of those. Now those are going to sit on the inside right up here. So let's go ahead and adhere them. And I'm going to adhere them on this side of the fold line. And you might think, uh-oh, you're going to have a seam. You're right, but we're going to cover it up. Not to worry. And so we want this to sit over here. So there's that score line. So we want it to be flush with the top. And kind of straight. So that's the beauty of this liquid glue, is that you can definitely manipulate it, right? So that you can get it. I want it flush with the top here. And my bone folder does help to move that. And so here's what I find. If there's just a little bit here that's over, that could be my score line wasn't straight. So I'm just going to cut it off. I'll use this part right here as my guide, because I want it to be straight and flush. Okay, so there's that. Now let's put the other one on, and this one is going to fit right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, when you watch this video, when you go to make your folio, you can stop and start, you know, just so that you get it correctly. But we want to make sure that we have the fold right over here on the same part where we have the fold on the other. And we're going to put that flush right here as well. So let's see here. And then we're going to, we want this to be able to close, right? Because this is the spine for our book. All right, so now it's time to decorate. We don't want to put these little things on just yet, okay? Those are going to go here, and we'll put them on when we go to decorate this. But let's decorate the inside. So these are those 2 pockets. Remember, they were 5 by, that's not what they were, 7 by 4 7/8, and we scored at 4 7/8. So 4 7/8. So let's go ahead and make these. These are going to be our pockets. So we're going to put just a little bit of glue right here. Just barely. Actually, we should just go ahead and put this on, and then we'll put the glue. So let's go ahead and adhere these. And these are going to go, you could put them on any panel you want, but I like them right here, and I see the score line is right there, right? So I'm going to put them, I don't want to cover up that score line. And so I should have a little bit of a margin all the way around. So there we go. And let's just put this other one on while we're doing that. You know, when you're crafting, I don't know if I'm the only one, but sometimes you start to do something and realize there might be a better way, or you might be a little more organized to do it a different way. So, you know, if you want to start decorating this, by all means, go for it. So, oops, I almost put it upside down. Here, I'm looking for that score line, which is right here. And so I'm going to give myself a little bit of a margin again. I just want to make sure that I don't get on that score line. And even though the margin should be helpful to us, sometimes our cuts can be a little off. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and make our pocket. We're going to put a little bit of our adhesive right here. Now, I am going to tell you that I like to use the glue for this because your tear and tape doesn't dry. And so when you go to put things in there, you're going to have, it's going to be wet and they can stick. But it does keep it sealed. And you notice I did this, so with my fingers, I'm kind of pinching it up to give it just that little bit of a pocket. And I probably am going to have leakage here, so I'm just going to go ahead and wipe it off. And then if you get a glue eraser, you can just go ahead and do this right now, and that way you don't have any sticky stuff, right? There was a time where my vision was really bad, and I looked at some of my stuff and I didn't get all that glue off. So here I see that I have this is a little bit crooked, but it's not impeding that score line, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then, you know, these kids are going to just be happy to do this. So I'm just putting glue here again. And we're going to glue it, and I'm going to do that pinch thing. Okay, so I am going to use my bone folder to make sure that that's nice and sealed. And I don't feel any glue leaking. All right, so now we have the middle parts here. And when we cover this up, we're going to cover up the bases of these, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Now we have some of those papers that I told you you would cut 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. I cut 5, but you can cut as many as you want. And I have different prints. I did want to put this print, let's see here. This is going to, this is going to be the cover part, right? I did want to put these on here. So I am going to save them. But we have 2 more in here. And so this is part of that potion thing, see? I'm just going to go ahead and put them right here. And it's, you know, I kind of left it so that I don't have a lot of stripes and stuff, because then the kids can decorate this. And if they want to put, you know, white on there, they can. So let's just go ahead and put some adhesive again. And what I like about this too is there's no real up and down kind of thing. I mean, it's not directional. So again, I want to make sure I don't get on my score line. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it. There we go. We're good. Now with these, you have 2 score lines. The binding part of the base, and then where this one was scored. So you just don't want to impede that. All right, one more. I think the side is so cute. You could also let this side show if you wanted to. It's just up to you. So let's see. want to make sure I don't get on that score line. Okay. Now I am going to run my bone folder. If there's any extra glue, we're going to definitely get rid of it now so it doesn't get everywhere. Now you have these two. So with those, you really can decorate any way you want. You could put some white. We'll come back to those and we'll decide how we want to do those. Let's go ahead and work on this part right now. And so again, I want to put these on here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we have mostly decorating. So I may have to cut. I don't think I may have cut what I wanted. So I'm just going to put this like this. And there again, there's no, it's not directional. And I want to make sure I don't impede that score line, which is right here. And sometimes when you have lines like this, it can look like you're off, but that's what I was just checking. So we're going to go ahead and make sure this is on. Okay, and then we're going to do this side. Another thing is you want to not, a dot, you don't need a lot with this glue. You don't want it to be lumpy, but I can honestly say I don't think that's been an issue. So, so there's that fold line, score line. And there we go with that. Now, this is going to fold like this and like this. So we know that this is going to be our opening because this is going to be, the fold is going to be at the top of our book. So here's what I wanted to do. I was thinking I might want to take that again and do the same thing I did before and then just put this right like that. Now I can cut another one so it fits completely, or I can just use this. I really don't want to waste this, so I'm going to just use this. So I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to, you know, here's the thing. If I cut this in, if I cut this like right here, and then I'll have some of this orange to decorate with, but I won't need all of this green, right? So let's just, I don't know, let's just cut it at 3 1/4. Except for if we do that, we don't have, let's just go ahead and cut another sheet here. I'll tell you why in just a minute. So let's go ahead and I'm going to cut right there. That's 3 1/4. So let's cut at 3 1/4. And I'll tell you why, and that is because I don't want that part would leave the green and I wouldn't be able to cut the green down. So, and maybe that's not even gonna matter. So let's see here. So now we know that we want this to be 4 7/8, right? So that's 4 7/8 right there. And I don't want to cut that purple off. I didn't want to cut the purple off. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just cut this green part off at the bottom and I'll show you why. So if I cut 4 7/8, I didn't want to cut off this purple book right here. So hope you got to see that. Hope I was in the camera range. But this now becomes 4 7/8 long. And then if I cut this in half, this is 4 7/8. So half of 4 is 2, half of 7/8. So 2, 2.5, and 2.5 is 5. Let's cut this at, 2/8, 3/8. Let's cut this at 3/8. Okay. I hope I did that right. Okay. And let's see. Okay. We may have to cut something else for the back there. I didn't want to, but okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put this down first. Now, there's nothing that says that you have to have the same on the front and the back. And we may not have the same on the front and the back, because what I wasn't thinking about is that I'm going to cut a little off here. So let's see how much I need to cut. Maybe just this green thing here. What I'm trying to say is, even though I interrupt myself, is that I wanted to put green on the back, but this might be the only scrap I have left. So unless I find some, oh, maybe I do have some more. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. If I'd have known that, I should have just used that. All right. Never mind. We got it. So let's see here. And I messed up. I really messed up. We're going to remove this. Hopefully we can. And I'll tell you why. I hate to do this, but we got to put our you know what? I'm going to leave it. We have to put our ribbon on here. So we're going to do something. I was going to take that off, but it's going to rip my cardstock, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to make sure this is even out here, right? And I'm going to take some tear and tape, because I want this to be in the middle, and I don't want it moving around on me. So I'll put that there. And I'm going to take off the release paper. You could also do this kind of more in the beginning, and then you can have, then it's easier. Of course, I got so excited about decorating it. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to take this ribbon and we'll just put it this way, right? Like that. So now I am going to put this back over here, because I'll tell you why. I want to cover up that ribbon. That's why I was going to take this off, and then I realized I would just kind of mess up my book. So note to self, before you start decorating the front, you put down that ribbon. And let's open this up. Now that we have the ribbon down, it's going to be easier to decorate, right? I'll put a little more adhesive on here because I think it's kind of dried up. and we don't want to get on that score line. So let's see, am I on it? Let's move it over a little, and there we go. Okay, now we have the back to do, and you don't have to decorate it, but why not, right? So let's look at some of the scraps I have. I think this will work. I kind of didn't want to, oh, look at that. Would you look at that? That's perfect. I didn't mean to do that. That's just totally a mistake. I'm going to shave a little off of the top. That was a mistake, folks. But thank goodness. Kind of is weird to be being thankful for mistakes, right? Okay, so then we're going to put that here. I'm going to put a little more of that tear and tape right there. But the reason I kind of didn't want to is I want that to be... Okay, I guess I can. I don't want it too tight there, is what I don't want. I don't want the ribbon too tight, because then when you close it... so let's just close it and we'll put the ribbon down. My goodness. It really isn't. I'm making this look way harder than it is. And I am truly sorry. I just kind of didn't want to put the ribbon down, because if it's too tight around the binding, then when you go to close it, it's going to pull on that binding. So don't pull it too tight. It's okay if you have a little slack. All right. Now let's decorate the back there. See, there's a little slack. That's kind of what I want. All right. So I'm going to put this on there. All I can say is thank you, Lord, for making that extra. Okay, now we have the back decorated and the front. And so let's take a look at what we have here. So we have our 2 pockets, but we want to decorate these. Now, this is truly up to you. This is why I had some leftovers. You really can decorate it any way you want. That might be cute. You can put some white there, some basic white if you want. That's what I am going to do. And I know that because of when I cut it, I know that these are 3.5. I know that to be true. We can double check, but we know that they're 3.5. And we know that they are 5 inches tall. So let's go ahead and cut some basic white so that we have that to decorate with. And I have some basic white right here, because I'm going to pull out, oh, I have a mess over here at the side. Probably a good thing you can't see that. Hopefully you can't see it. All right, so let's just cut these. We want 4, right? All right, so we're going to cut this to be it was 3.5, right? Wasn't it? So let's cut it at 3.25. So 3.25. And it was by 5. So let's not do 5. Let's do 4 3/4. Now I am going to measure this before I cut any more. So what I'm wanting to do is to put this white on here so that I can decorate it. on the back, I'm going to put some decorative paper. So this is going to be 3 3/4. While we're here, let's go ahead and do that decorative paper that we were thinking about. So we can do this, which would be cute. We can do this, which would be cute, but I've used a lot of that. And we could just use, I don't know, I kind of like these two, and we'd be using it up. So let's go ahead and use this up. And again, we're going to do, I don't know why my score thing keeps coming off. We're going to do this at 3 1/2. What did we say? We're not doing 3 1/2. We're going to do 3 1/4. So let's cut this at 3 1/4 and at 4 3/4. So there's one for the inside, another one for the inside, and what else could we want? I like, how wide is this? This isn't wide enough, so we're not going to use this, but let's just cut one. So this is going to be 3 1/4. By 5. By 4 3/4. Woo. Okay. Now I think we're ready to decorate. So let's go do that. So I think we have everything that we need. Let's get to it. Okay, so I am going to put this one right here, and it doesn't matter whether you put it on here or here, and the other one will go, let's just put it like that. All right. Now they can put, I'm going to actually put a placement for a card on here, but my niece will know that they don't have to put, they can put some white right on here. So, you know, they don't have to put. So see, we can put that. That's a lot of that. Let's just, let's put something different. And okay, and then on the front we're going to put white, some basic white, and then we're going to start decorating. What I like about that sticker sheet is it does give us a lot to decorate with, and that will be kind of fun, won't it? All right, so let's go ahead and get this all down. This one kind of switched on me. Okay, so let's get some of those photo things that we were going to put on there, just so that we have that taken care of. And we know where all of those are gonna go. So let me see here. Okay, I have some of that cut out. All right, so we know that a 4x4 can go right here. Let's just use a glue dot to put that on there, because I want her to be able to move this. So I know we've almost been an hour here, Just be patient, please. Okay, and so with that glue dot, she can definitely, whoop. I thought maybe I didn't even get the glue dot on here. I didn't. So she can definitely move it if she wants to, but she knows what will fit there. And maybe she wants to put some smaller ones. So that's definitely up to her, right? Definitely up to her. So let's do another one. And these come in that kit as well, so they can use it as a mat also. And so then she can put her 3x4 up here. And I will send some stuff so that the kids can decorate. This is another 3x4 in here, I think. So there's that. That's not very straight, but that's okay. And then we have that. Now remember we had those, these little flip things that go right here. So let's go ahead and put those on. And let's see here. They're going to fit right like that. So let's go ahead and glue them. And we want them right in the middle. And then on this side. Now you can definitely put these on before you decorate this if you wanted to. I didn't, but that's okay. I did on the other one. I am going to put some designer series paper here. And this is going to be where she's going to put another picture. So she could put another 4x4 there if she wanted to. And I'm going to put a glue dot because maybe she doesn't want, maybe she doesn't have that many photos. So that's going to cover up there. So it's definitely up to her what she wants to do, what the kids want to do, basically. I'm hoping that the kids will, you know, that'll be up to them. Now, I am going to go ahead and decorate this white because maybe I want this out a little. I'm going to go ahead and decorate it because if they don't want those pictures there, then they have an idea, all right? And then I did cut a whole bunch of these so that we could decorate this. So it could be this way, it could be this way. Or what I really like is something like this because it just gives it a different touch here. So, or in here, I think. I'm going to put that in here. Now remember, they can do the picture too if they want it, right? So we're going to put that right like that. And I will write her a note that she can put these, but she'll have to cut the picture down a little. Okay, so there's that. All right, and then we can color this a different color as well. And you know what you can do? You could also, we have some of this that's left over that we could put here on some white. So, or some black, or we have some purple. I wanted to save this because I wanted to do a tag, and I want to show you how I do the tags. So, let me just see what I have here. I'm not sure I want, I kind of think I just want it like this. So let's just, yeah. So I'm not going to use this, but I am going to use these. And this is the beauty of it, is that you can change your mind. So these were, I believe they were 3.5. So let's make them 3 1/4. Yeah. So that'll fit perfectly. Let's make this 3 1/4. So part of this decorating is something that I don't know that you can, you know, I didn't have it totally planned, and that I feel like that's okay, because I wanted to see what it looked like and then make up my mind. So there's that. So we're going to go ahead and put this right here. You could layer some white underneath it if you wanted to. It's up to you. Definitely up to you. And if you were, obviously, if you were going to do this for Christmas or whatever, you'd have different designer series paper, right? So now I have some names for them. They can put their names on it. So they could put his name on one side, hers on the other. I did cut out this boo that I'm going to put on here. So here's some, oh, let's see, we should put something inside there. Maybe let's put this. Right here. Okay, so we can put that boo that I had on here. Let's see, I'm going to get my reverse tweezers here. And I have the O. You can use these that come out of the middle of the O too. I also have Oh So Cute. So I'm going to send that. They can put that on there. So there's the, I'm looking for the B now. Here we go. So these are just things that I cut out. And so I'm just going to put this on my acrylic craft sheet here, my silicone craft sheet. Let's see. So I'm just going to take some glue and just dot it on here. You could also cut these out of your, with some of those adhesive sheets if you wanted to. So I'm just going to put boo right there. As I have played with this adhesive, I think I've gotten to the point where I don't need to Unless they're super tiny, I don't need to use the acrylic sheet so much. But definitely, like when I was doing a Merry Christmas and stuff, those are so, they're not like block letters. They're very intricate. I did definitely use my acrylic sheets. I mean my adhesive sheets. Okay, and so I thought I would just go ahead and place that right there. So let's go ahead. I am using adhesive rather than dimensionals because this will get bulky anyway. So there's that. And let's see what else. So I'm going to leave this kind of, but let's bring that. We could also put trick or treat right here. So let's do that. And trick or treat came from that old stamp set. All right, let's put that aside. Now, let's bring over that sticker sheet that we got with our designer series paper. That is the thing that is so, I love so much. Now it's under all this stuff. And I'm trying to move a lot of my stuff to the side so you can't see it. Okay, so we have these sticker sheets. I mean this sheet. So what I thought I might do is, I have that boo here. I have this. I was thinking, do I want to put something on here like Halloween or... So this Halloween is a little too big. And I don't know that So Spooky is something, I don't know about that. So I think this is kind of decorative enough, maybe. I might just put maybe some stars here like this because there's some of those on here. So let's just take those off if I can get them. So just something like that might be kind of fun. And then we'll go to the inside. This is pretty much decorated. Then we're going to leave, I'm going to decorate this and then she can choose to leave it or not. I don't know, let's do this side first. So what would I want to put there? I'm thinking, let's look up in here. I do know that I want to put this web. I want to put that right here. Now what if she wanted to put a picture here? So I want this to be something that would like be a corner, and so I'm going to show you how I would do that. So I would take my embossing buddy, and I'm sorry I had to go get it. I would take my embossing buddy and I would just you know, get that sticky off so it's not sticky anymore, right? So it's not sticky. And then I'm just going to glue it down so that this part is still open. So let's go ahead and do that. So I just put adhesive around the corner and I'm going to put that right there. So she could still put a picture if she wanted to right in here. Okay. Now let's take our bone folder and make sure it's not stuck inside. That's not what there we go. So we can see it's not stuck. And then what I thought I'd do is this black part here has a lot of these bats. So I was thinking this might, oh, this is a spider. What am I doing? So here is a spider right here. Let's take that spider and put him right, how about right here? And what I thought we could do is just take a pen and just do like a web like that. So you don't have to do that, but I did kind of like it. And so then here's some more stars. So let's go back to that front part because I like to do in increments of 3. Okay, so we have that. Now what do we want to do with this? I was thinking on this one we could put the potion thing on here. And then what would we put with it? So let's see, I don't know. What. Oh, we could put, you cast a spell on me. So maybe she won't put a picture there. So there's that. And then these are going to be for our tags. And so I wanted to, let's go ahead and decorate those on the bottom. So you have these strips right here at the bottom. So one of these has purple right here. So let's take this strip and let's just cut it and we'll put it right on there. So let's see, I did have it all measured out and then I had to, okay. So we can put this right at the bottom and that can be for notes or whatever she wants to do. They want to do, this is green, black, and this is purple again, and let's do, this one says fright night. This is the spookiest monster. Let's go ahead and put this on that one that's got the black. On this one. So we can just put hope I'm in Ranger. Let's see, I didn't do that very good, did I? Let's see. And you can see the stitching on these tags, so that's cute, right? And then it has this ribbon, just like that. And then we have 2 more, so this is purple and black. And, you know, we really could do anything we want with that. I'm thinking, let's see, what do I want to do with it? I have some of this that's left over, so let's just cut this off and put it right on the bottom there, just like that. Since it had a green ribbon, we could definitely do some of that green. Let's put that like that. So there's another tag. And then what's this is purple. I don't know what I want to do with that purple. I don't know. I'm going to leave it. Wait, what's this? Oh. Let's just put this on it. Okay, so now we have some tags. And then I showed you a while ago that I had some, this is a purple that will fit right inside. This is Gorgeous Grape. I want to make this a tag too, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. And this is 3 1/4. I'm sorry, this is 4 by 4. And I'll just put that right there. And I'm going to take my crocodile and I'm going to just punch a hole there. And then you can put whatever you want. You know, you could put thread or ribbon or whatever, I'm going to put some thread or some twine, and then I am going to decorate this as well. So let's see here. I think I can get that Halloween on here. So let's try that. My hands are very, very sticky. And I am going to tie a little bow here. Just because it's a big tag, and the twine is kind of thin, and I think a bow will give it just a little I think it'll just make it look better. Okay, and then we're going to cut some of this bulk off right here. Okay, so then that's going to fit in there. But I wanted to put something on the bottom. And so what I was thinking is I might put this Halloween on the bottom, but it doesn't quite fit. So we could do, we could do some of these bats. I really wanted to do some of these bats. So they're stickers, and they come off right here. So let's just find another. These are kind of big, so I'm going to just try and look for some smaller ones, because I want to leave this in case she wants to journal on it. So this can go right here. And we'll just put them right in here. We may have to get our bone folder. Sometimes you have to do this because it's kind of tight where we put the adhesive, and we just need to open it up a little so that this can fit inside. And there we go. I'm putting it in crooked, which is not a good thing. There we go. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll have to cut this down before I put it in. So what I'm going to do is cut this down. I didn't want to cut it down now because I want the purple. But we'll put that there, and now we can decorate some more. So we know she has a lot of places for photos. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 photos. She could also put photos on one of these. So definitely that. And then she has some journaling. So that's a lot of photos. Let's see if we can decorate any more. So we don't have anything on here. Let's see what we can put on there. Oh, this is kind of cute. We could put October 31st right on here. So that's cute, right? So let's see, we have this we could decorate. What do I want to put there? I don't know. Let's see, we could put because she can also put a picture here, but we could put candy, candy, candy. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to leave that for a picture maybe, or she could journal. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to. So I'll put that back. I think I'm going to leave it. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it, and then the kids can decorate it how they want. So I'll remember to bring that or make that smaller. Oh, I know, I want to decorate this. That I definitely want to do. So what I thought I would do with that is take this ink, and I want to put that right up here. Now, here's the thing, is they can decorate this if they want, like draw a picture, whatever they want to do, or she could still put a photo here. So, so she can definitely put her photo here. So I am going to put that with a glue dot so she knows. And also these photo placements are just neat because they give you an idea of the size of photo that will fit. So there's that. Okay, let's see here. And I wish I had another little spider. I would put it right there, but I don't. So let's put another little star. Star and a spider kind of don't go together, but there we go. So let's take a look at what we've created. Remember that these are photo placements, so she's going to stick them down if she wants to put a photo here. If she wants to decorate, then they can decorate, and she can decorate here as well. So the kids, I want to leave some room for the kids to decorate. And let's cut, that's what I wanted to do. We don't need these that long, so let's just cut these. I want them to stick out a little, but I didn't want them to stick out that much. So, yeah. And I always cut at an angle because that'll keep them from fraying. All right, so let's just take a look at our book now. So we're going to tie this up. Now you could do a lot of cool things on here. You could, if you have any trinkets that you wanted to add to it, you could definitely do that. I don't have any Halloween trinkets. Like I said, I'm not really real big into Halloween, but you definitely could. Now I'm going to trim this because obviously we don't need it this long, and I knew I was okay. So here's our two books, and let's just take a look. So this one that I did before, this has a little less opportunity for the kids to decorate, but I kind of did it a little bit as a guideline, so then they can put the pictures on the inside. And so I just did that as well. So definitely they can do that. I'll cut down that purple one for the other one so it looks like this. And there's a lot of tags. And they can put their name. I kind of wanted them to be able to put their name, so maybe they could put their name right here. So there's that. And then this is the one that we made together today. So kind of the same thing. It's a little more decorative on the inside. Remember from my mistake that you want to put your ribbon down before you start decorating the front. And then we decorated the back, and then we left this open so that they can definitely decorate. And then I just did this to kind of, I give them a hint that they could do this, but I left it open so that they don't have to. And then the inside is decorated. They have options for pictures here, pictures there, pictures there, pictures there. So while on the other one, this had pictures on the flaps, these have them both inside and out. And they're a little bit decorated. All of the tags are decorated. Here's a pocket. So they could do some journaling. Maybe they don't need that many tags, and then maybe they could use this that I'm going to cut down to put a picture. They could do on front and back as well. And maybe they don't have that many pictures. So if they don't have that many pictures, they still have the basic white that they can decorate, and the kids could draw. And I think as a grandparent, I'd love to see, I mean, this would be cute to get, but I'd also like to see the children and their drawings. And these children, I know they like to draw. And so I think as a grandparent, at least my brother will be happy to see what they come up with. So let me just tie this up. And again, I wanted to tell you, thanks for being so patient with me. I know I had a little bump in the road a couple of times, but I haven't done these pocket folios on video before. So you kind of helped me work out some of the bugs as far as video wise. But thanks so much for spending time with me. And, you know, I will post this on my blog as far as the measurements, but you will have to watch the video to see how we did it, because I'm not sure that that's easy to describe, you know, on the blog. But thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit those like buttons if you liked it. And definitely if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. Bye now.